All right, y'all, as usual, I have a whole lot to say, so let's just get into it.
That catfish tragic. Online savage, real life average.
Now, I'm recording this on Monday, which means on Tuesday, tomorrow, I will be putting up another episode of The Expression Podcast over on patreon.com/AdrianExpression. If you want to, just go ahead, go over there right now, sign up, let me know what you want me to talk about in the upcoming podcast, and I will tackle it. We're going to have a good time over there. If you're new here, you should know that I'm just going to be touching on the things from the BET Awards that kind of, jumped out at me. And I always say that and end up reviewing the whole show. Now, I don't know how I come off. Some people might not like the fact that I go so hard on the BET Awards, but I'm just like, I don't know, there's so much potential there. You see what I'm saying? That I just, every single time the awards come around, I just hate that they don't fully lean into that potential, if that makes any sense. So let's just get into it. I will say that with what Amanda Seales was working with, like with what she had to deal with, I think she did an okay job. I think that maybe her humor is not my cup of tea at all, but I just think that with what she was given, like what else could she have done? For the life of me, I don't understand why BET did not build at least some type of set for her to walk around in. I don't know, maybe have another co-host for her to bounce some ideas off of. It's just like, for what she had to work with, I think she did the best that she could. I don't know why it was just a green screen. Don't understand. Like, I think that you should have had at least some type of set built, right? But, and then the audio, please don't get me started on that. Like, I don't know why it sounded like she was in somebody's closet. Like, I don't like when they do these things because there's money there. Like, please spend it, use it. And I tweeted this, I'll say this about the overall awards. And I understand that artists come to the show with their art. They come to their show with their songs based off of what is going on in the world. But I just think that these awards could have been a place for celebration instead of it feeling like 4 hours of mourning, if that makes any sense. I know that we have to talk about these issues. I know it would be really ridiculous if you had a whole BET award show and did not even mention what's going on at all. But it's just, even the commercials were just like, oh my God, I just felt like we see this shit every day. Like, we have to deal with it every single time we wake up. I just wish that this space was more celebratory instead of like, oh, wait in the water. Like, I'm just, I don't know. Some people were, some people didn't think like that. Some people were like, well, if they didn't say anything, y'all would be mad. But just for me, for my personal thing, and I talk about these issues a lot, but at the same time, I don't want people coming to my channel and be like, oh shit, here we go again, I'm about to be depressed. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It is a hard line to walk, but for me, I would have liked a little bit more celebration, if that makes any sense. I would like to know what you guys thought of it. But yeah, these commercials were long as hell. I don't know if it was because of the format, and so it's like you go from music video to live stream to commercial, so it might seem a little boxed in like that. But yeah, let's get into it. So they start off the show with Keedron Bryant. He's 12 years old, I think. He was singing I Just Wanna Live, and it was cool. And of course, it was cool that he got that spotlight. Then they moved on to this performance with Fight the Power. They had Public Enemy, Nas, Black Thought, Rhapsody, a lot of other artists to start the show off, really kick the show off. Then Amanda Seales came in, and I was just like, oh my gosh, this green screen. Like, I know it must be logistically very difficult to transfer a show that was done basically in person, like regular ass performances on a stage, to now everything's on a live stream. But they didn't have to do Amanda like that. Like, I'm so sorry. But yeah, Roddy Ricch was sitting at this grand piano when there was keyboards playing in the background. No shade, I was like, sis ain't playing that grand piano. I was like, sis, you need to get out. But he performed High Fashion with his fine ass. Oh my gosh, Roddy Ricch is so fine. And then he went to perform The Box. The Box was my favorite part of his performance just because of like all the cool graphics and shit behind him. It was cool, it was cool. Then girl, we gotta talk about this Shine the Light Award. Now I wrote this shit down. Okay, so the Shine This Light Award went to Nicholas Johnson. He graduated valedictorian from Princeton. Now listen to this. He is apparently the first black valedictorian that Princeton has ever had in their 200 Listen, in their 274-year history, they were founded in 1746, so you can only imagine what type of craziness was going on there. Get back to work. Their first two black students graduated around 1947. Nicholas Johnson is going on to MIT. I just thought that that segment was a very relevant window into the world that we're living in, if that makes any sense. But you know, congratulations to Nicholas Johnson, that's crazy as hell. John Legend performed Never Break, and I don't want people to think I'm like shading these artists, but you know, the song was amazing, he did great, he sung well. I was just like, wow. From then, and we were only in the beginning of the show, from then I started to feel like, oh my goodness, this is getting heavy. Like, I feel like I'm at a funeral. So Marsai Martin was actually really hilarious when she was presenting. What was she presenting? She was presenting Best Female Hip Hop Artist. She was really funny. I thought she was cool as hell. Megan won, thankfully. Very happy that Megan Thee Stallion won. But apparently, Marsai went online and people were talking. She's 16 years old, I think. People were talking about her hair and her veneers when she obviously clearly does not have any. And this was her response.
I'm sorry. Thank you. Y'all, we are in quarantine and we got more things to focus on than just my hair.
I loved it. I was like, I didn't even know that shit was going on. I'm happy that I follow the people that I follow, or that, you know, I have the community online that I do, because nobody was, you know, shitting on her hair on my timeline or like talking shit about how she looks. I just can't imagine how miserable you'd have to be to look at her and be like, oh girl, let me drag her wig and teeth. Like, she's 16. She's 16! Get a grip. Masego performed Queen Tings. It sounded beautiful. Then we moved on to Amanda Seales having this whole Karen support group. It was just very Amanda. I'll just say that it was very Amanda. Like I said, I really think that Amanda did the best she could with what she was given. And I will keep repeating this throughout the whole video. I don't know what else she could have done. Y'all tried her. I went into this thinking we were gonna like poke some fun at Miss Girl, but I can't even do it I can't even rightfully do it, because like, y'all, I can't imagine going to BET Awards hosting this show and they gave me a closet and a green screen and told me to pull out the best things that I could. Like, girl, what can I do? We need to cover Queen Latifah's house. I don't know where she set that camera up. Miss Mama house looks good. I don't know who came in and says whoever decorated that house. I don't know, it's dripping in luxury. And we're supposed to be paying attention to her Queen Collective, and it's highlighting multicultural women directors, which I think is really awesome. And she's pushing for more of those types of stories to be told in the industry. I think that's amazing. But sis, that house, I was like, Queen, can I sleep over? All right, let's talk about this damn video of the year. I'm so sorry, Lizzo presented it. She was funny and beautiful as usual. But let's talk about this video of the goddamn year. So up for video of the year, which I don't think half these things should have been up for video of the year. Like, I don't understand. Maybe it's because you need these super duper famous celebrities to get the advertisements and to get the, but I'm just like, I just feel like there was so much innovative black art on the web that I'm like, these videos of the year, I don't know, Miss Mamas, but here were the choices. Chris Brown and Drake, no guidance. Anytime I see these lame ass straight niggas on my screen, I'm just like, I really don't care. The Baby, Bob, they had DJ Khaled, Nipsey Hussle, and John Legend. Once I saw Nipsey Hussle in the title, I was like, niggas is niggas is gonna give this shit up to that video. They had Doja Cat say so. Yes, white supremacy. Megan, Hot Girl Summer, Roddy Ricch, The Box. I feel like if anything, y'all could have given it to Roddy with The Box or something. I'm tired of seeing DJ Khaled. Like I said, I knew as soon as Nipsey was in that shit, I was like, yeah, they got it. You can tell me what you think about that. So Megan, let me tell you something about Megan Thee Stallion. Megan got her fine ass in somebody's Sahara desert, whipped out a fucking glittery ass microphone, started shaking her ass and performing these songs. Let me tell you something. She was one of, if not the best performance of the whole fucking night. Period. One up. And the only one that You know what? I think Chloe and Halle right up there. Period. Sis came out there giving you all types of Mad Max with these dusty ass boots on, long ass hair, titties sitting, ass out. I said, Megan, what are you doing? She was giving me everything that I needed. She came out here with these fucking dirt bikes and goddamn four-wheeler ATV. I said, sis. And then she stepped on this motherfucking set that I'm sure they would have brought to BET if Corona wasn't here. She jumped on this set, this wooden ass set, shaking her ass to Savage. I was screaming watching that shit. Megan knows how to perform, girl. And just the video before, I was like, I don't know how I feel about Girls in the Hood. I still feel like it could be something different, but the way that she brought the energy of the song to the performance, I got my life the whole entire time. Then she did Savage. I was just like, is Beyonce come? Beyonce ain't take a ass to no desert, but Beyonce said, good luck, Megan. You did. I'm so proud of you. But are you gonna come to the shoot? Huh? Blue? Beyonce said, girl, you think I'm gonna come out that hot ass desert? I'm good. But I just think she did so amazing. I loved it. She did the heel toe on y'all ass. She did a high kick and splits and shit. I said, amazing. I mean, and I love that she's giving us choreography. I love it. She's not just standing around talking in the mic. She's actually giving us a performance. Loved it, loved it, loved it. Loved her look, loved the dancers' looks. Everything was amazing. Now, I tweeted this also. I said, if BET liked LGBT people, if they like black facts, we would have had a more enjoyable show. But, you know, we had to rely on the woman to carry, as we usually do. We had to rely on the woman to carry this show when it comes to performances and shit. But that's all I'll say on that. Naomi Campbell, sis, you know, she was presenting Best International Act. Don't understand why she couldn't turn her phone in landscape mode like everybody else, or set up her MacBook and put that shit down in there. But it's okay. You know, we'll let it pass because I guess it's Naomi. But sis, next time I want you to do like this. Just turn that phone, sweetie. It's okay. It's okay. Now the baby performed Rockstar, and I think we had a discussion about this like a year ago or maybe even further back than that, but I want niggas to get a little bit more creative when they're trying to portray certain messages. We don't have to reenact the exact thing that happened to George Floyd. You see how I'm saying, like, this shit could have been more celebratory instead of triggering? Does that make any sense? I don't know. I want niggas to get more creative. We don't have to have a knee on our neck in the music video, you see what I'm saying? Oh my God, like the rest of the imagery was cool. A lot of times the baby does put out creative videos, but that one, I was like, okay. Like I said, the rest of the imagery, you had the girls fighting against the machine, fighting against the system. You know, that's what the baby was offering. But then he ended it with Ziana Oliphant. She was 9 at the time in 2016, talking to the city council about growing up black in Charlotte. That was who you heard crying and weeping about, oh my God, we're black people, don't treat us like this. And like, I think these messages need to be heard, like I said. It's just a lot of that shit is like trigger, I don't know. And I don't want people to take it like I'm dissing the artist, or I'm just like, oh, you just complaining. But I was envisioning more of a celebration of who we are instead of us weeping and knees on necks, and it's just, I don't know. I hope I'm making sense. I really do. So what else happened? Jennifer Hudson performed Young, Gifted, and Black by Nina Simone. She looked good, she sounded good. At the end of her performance, they rolled a trailer for the Aretha Franklin biopic, Respect, which will be out in December 25th, I think. It's gonna feature people like Mary J. Blige, Forest Whitaker, Queen Latifah, Titus. So yeah, I mean, I hope everyone does a good job. I hope the thing is a success. Then, okay, so I wanna know what y'all thought about this Little Richard tribute. It's a complicated thing because I know Little Richard, he had issues with internalized homophobia. I mean, it is what it is, especially being around the church so much. That it is what it is. He denounced it and all of this. But I wanted a queer black person to do this performance. And I don't know, given the history of just like acting like black queer people don't exist, or like watering them down, like giving that history. Seeing Mr. Wayne Brady come out here and do this shit, I'm not saying that he's not talented or whatever, but I'm just saying I just wish it was someone who had a lot of queer energy, someone who has that same type of like divergent, I don't know how else to describe it. I think I'm so smart. Someone who has the same type of divergent energy that Little Richard had, if that makes any sense. I don't know. Let me know what you think of that. Then Alicia Keys came out and performed Perfect Way to Die, and she looked amazing. She looked good. I love what she was dressed in. She gave me like OG Alicia Keys with the way that she looked. She was on her piano. She had the names listed of all the people who passed, who were killed. The song was great. She sounded great. It's just like I said, it's no disrespect to what the artists are bringing. Everything felt so heavy. I don't expect us to ignore what's happening, but for the whole show to have felt that heavy, it was just like, oh man. Now, Chloe and Halle, every time they get on these stages, or I guess their tennis court, they do an amazing, do you hear what I'm saying? They do an amazing job. They got up there and did Forgive Me and Do It. They performed so well. I love how they were dressed. The black outfits were fucking amazing, but the white ones were my favorite. My favorite part of the whole performance were two things. The first thing that they changed a lot. I don't know, the performance of the song vocally sounds different than it does on the track, and I appreciate that so much when they change stuff vocally. It just enhances the studio version of that even more. And I love the choreo battle that they, like the dance battle thing that they had between the two versions of themselves. It was just a genius performance. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Like I said, the women are carrying this shit as they usually do. As they usually do. Amazing, creative, loved it so much, period. Then we move on to this humanitarian award, and it was presented by Michelle Obama. Beyonce got it, and you know, it just kind of, they described all of the humanitarian work that she has done, all the charity work that she has done. I had been following her for a long ass time, obviously, so I kind of knew a lot of what she has done. She came up there, diamond choker, gave me everything. Hair was laid. It was beautiful. She looked great. And she just talked about how grateful she was for it and how she wants us to use our voice. It was really cool. I'm kind of tired of celebrities telling us to go vote, especially with all the voter suppression and bullshit that has been going on, and with the choices that we have. It's just like, I don't know who would be excited about voting. I understand that's probably one of the only ways they know how to really give a call to action to their community. I'm just a little bit annoyed with that shit, but she looked amazing. Glad she got the award. And then of course at the end of it, they rolled the trailer for this Black is King Disney Plus thing that has actually, I think Chloe and Halle leaked it by accident or something, or it was just released a little bit too early. Yeah, I talked about that. It was supposed to be this companion piece with The Lion King. Beyonce ended up putting this whole message on her Instagram, and she just talks about how much research she has done to do this. I think she said it was like a year of research that she's been editing it day in and day out. It was a labor of love, a passion project. Like I said, been doing research for the past year. So I don't know, a lot of people have been critiquing the trailer since it came out, and there are a lot of interesting points being brought up. A lot of people have been showing appreciation for it as well. So I don't know, I'm very interested to see what it is that she's going to be presenting us on July 31st, I think. And then we can have a conversation about it. Most likely it will be one that will be on my podcast. I'll talk about it a little bit on YouTube, but I don't know, this sounds like something that I would want to save for my podcast. I don't know, it sounds like it looks like it's gonna be full of a lot of shit. Imagery, themes, all of that. So I don't know, I'm really interested in seeing what she's going to be serving the girls later on this week. I would like to say thank you all so much for watching. Yes, I'm ending it here because the rest of that shit was gospel performances. Y'all can definitely enjoy that. Thank you all so much for watching. Please let me know if you kind of understand what I was talking about in relation to, like, I understand that these issues are affecting us and we do have to speak about it, but like the award show was very heavy. It was like mourning, and I don't know. But let me know if you understand what I'm saying. I love y'all so much. Check out my Patreon at patreon.com/AdrianExpression, and make sure that you have a good goddamn evening.